Blessings to you on this 43rd day of Lent. Pastor Chris Haughee here from Desert Springs Covenant. And the recentering activity that is suggested on this Wednesday is in preparation for Monday, Thursday, and kind of the rest of the week, is to maybe find some pictures, artist depictions of the Last Supper, the setting in which quite a bit is going to take place in terms of Jesus's interactions with his disciples, setting up for us, of course, the groundwork, for the Last Supper, the communion or the Eucharist, however it's known in your tradition, and just take a moment to look at how the artists have portrayed that particular setting, and just giving yourself a moment to think about that and place yourself in that moment. Maybe imagine where you might find yourself in that setting. Maybe you're at the table, maybe you're an onlooker, maybe you imagine yourself not in a blasphemous way, but as Jesus in that moment, the emotions that would be going on in your mind, in your heart, in what you would be feeling in your body, and using that as a way of centering yourself and getting ready for this time in God's Word. So if you want to pause, and maybe you're on your computer or your phone, and you can Google the Last Supper art and look at some of those images, I would encourage you to do so. Okay, today's devotional is entitled Unfathomable, and we will be in John 13, verses 21 through 32. After he had said this, Jesus was troubled in spirit and testified, "Very truly, I tell you, one of you is going to betray me." The disciples stared at one another, at a loss to know which of them he meant. One of them, the disciple whom Jesus loved, was reclining next to him. Simon Peter motioned to this disciple and said, "Ask him which one he means." Leaning back against Jesus, he asked him, "Lord, who is it?" Jesus answered, "It is the one to whom I will give this piece of bread when I have dipped it in the dish." And then dipping the piece of bread, he gave it to Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot. As soon as Judas took the bread, Satan entered into him. So Jesus told him, "What you are about to do, do quickly." But no one at the meal understood why Jesus had said this to him. Since Judas was in charge of the money, some thought Jesus was telling him to buy what was needed for the festival, or to give something to the poor. As soon as Judas had taken the bread, he went out. It was night. And when he was gone, Jesus said, "Now the Son of Man is glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God is glorified in him, God will glorify the Son in himself, and will glorify him at once." Well, the confusion that is expressed by the disciples can be hard for us to empathize with. We've never known the story of Jesus as the Messiah without also knowing about his death and resurrection. So the confusion felt by Jesus's followers, when he has plainly told them that he would be put to death and raised again on the third day, well, it's just incomprehensible to us. How could they have missed what was revealed to them so plainly? Our expectations about how things are going to be or how they are supposed to be can be so strong at times that we cannot perceive our world clearly. I know that there are times when I have been spiritually, emotionally, or relationally invested in someone or something to the degree that I didn't see the signs that others, those less invested, could see clearly. These signs, if I had noticed them, would have changed my decision making and my outlook on my circumstances. And the disciples, they've left everything in order to follow Jesus. They are all in. The time in Jerusalem this week has been incredible to this point, even if a bit tense. Crucified, rise again. Well, Jesus has spoken plainly, yes, but as someone who has spoken in parables before, I'm guessing that they rationalize that he is speaking figuratively, not literally. Time is running out to figure out exactly what Jesus is up to. And then Jesus speaks of betrayal, and they all understand what he means. They cannot imagine, however, that one of Jesus' closest friends would do something to hurt him. They're bewildered and want to be assured that Jesus isn't somehow viewing their personal shortcomings as, well, as a betrayal. They have, and we have, all failed Jesus in some way. But failure is not betrayal. So they're all bewildered. You know, betrayal is a violation of someone's trust. It's a violent destruction of the confidence that someone has placed in another individual. Perhaps you have known that pain. Has someone betrayed you? Did someone you depended upon and you cared for deeply take that trust that you had in them and violate it through betrayal? Well, the damage that experiencing a betrayal can have on our future ability to trust and form healthy relationships is profound. Trust is built up through repeated positive encounters. If you have been betrayed in a way that leaves you feeling vulnerable and distrustful of others, remember that you can maintain healthy boundaries while allowing trustworthy people in. Ask the Lord for help if this is an area of struggle for you. Know that Jesus understands your pain. Seek out counsel from those who can help you gain additional perspective and talk with you through your concerns. Remember, Jesus knows what it feels like to be betrayed and misunderstood. Other passages for contemplation today are Psalm 70, Isaiah 50, verses 4 through the first part of 9, so 9a, and Hebrews chapter 12, verses 1 through 3. May God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow.